Started in a minute. We're just waiting for everybody to turn up. Hi, Jason. Nice to see you here.
What do now? Oh, right. I haven't got any. That one. Oh, that's it. Okay. That's
Like faces.
I'll get me out. To show that you are Josh.
Give everybody 1 or 2 more minutes to enter and then we'll get started. If you can turn your, while I really love to see your faces, if you can turn off your video, that would be wonderful. Just so that we can save a bit of our bandwidth, that's all. That would be great. Thank you. Hello, Diane. How are you?
Hi, Gabby. Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Welcome on. I'm very excited.
Me too, Gabby. And I'm so happy that so many people have chosen to join us this morning. So thank you to Gabby and thank you to everybody else. I'm sure you're going to benefit from being here this morning.
Yeah, and it's funny how it's morning there for you, but it's actually afternoon here for us. So it's great. I'm so excited to be speaking to everybody. Just another couple of minutes. I've still got people flying in, which is really amazing.
Hi, Gabby.
Got about 90 people in the call. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
So lovely to hear from you all. So lovely to see all your names. It's incredible. Hi, Jess.
Rebecca's got to turn her.
Hi, Rebecca. I can see you're the queen of everything. I see your coffee. Hello to your dancing partner.
Hi.
This is John.
Hi, John. All right. So just once again, if you could everybody turn off their videos, as much as I want to see your beautiful faces and your coffee mugs, if you can turn off your videos, that would be wonderful, so we can save a little bit of energy. All right, it looks like most people are on now, so I think we'll get started. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to our wonderful presentation of how to engage your students. I am going to see if I can find my slideshow somewhere here, and then we will get started. Right.
What's happened here? Oh.
All right, welcome. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm just about to get us all to share a screen and then we'll get started. I know we're running a little bit late, but we'll get there. All right, can everybody see my screen? Can't hear you because you're...
No, Gabby, we can just see you at the moment.
Thanks, Diane. That's wonderful. All right. Oh, see, isn't this great, this technology? It's so great. All right. Just get my trusty help here to help me exit. Great. All right. So here I am again. We're about to share my screen successfully this time. Here we go. Hi, Britt. Welcome on board. All right. Yeah, I think I've got it now. All right. All right, now you should be able to see my screen, yes?
We can.
Yay, excellent, thank you. All right, so we are talking today about strategies to engage your students online. And I'd first of all like to thank Comdance for assisting us to bring this to you. It's a really critical element to making sure that we're moving into the landscape that's so going to be different over the next 6 months. And so thank you, Diane and team, for making this happen. We are truly blessed to have such a support network as you ladies and as Comdance. Thank you. All right. So I've still got people jumping on. How amazing is this? If you along the way would like to have any questions answered, please just type in the chat box and we'll make sure we address those for you. So in this session, we're going to be covering finding your courage, really finding your courage in setting up these kind of sessions. You know, I had to find some courage to actually step on, knowing that there were so many of you. So it's a challenging time, and I know we have to do a lot to actually find the courage and work through that. We're going to help you with setting you up into a platform that's going to work for you and your studio. So hang 5 with that. We'll be covering that nicely for you. So we'll be covering which platforms to use, how to use them, how much they cost, who to set them up with, and what systems you need in place to make that work, and what you'll need. So adding value is also something that we're going to be covering. So engaging in your students, so fun tips that you can play with your students, and also some excellent 6 human needs. We're going to finish off with those, and we'll have some question and answers at the end. So if you've got any questions that you need covered, then we will certainly jump onto those. And as Britt said to me earlier, if there's something in there that you, just one little nugget of gold that you get from something that we're talking about today, then I say we've hit the mark. So just if there's information in here that you know already, please hang in there, because I'm sure that there's going to be more information than you can anticipate. We are talking about insurance, yes, and we're talking about all of the other things as far as child safety is concerned as well. So thank you for that, Cassie. All right, my computer's working overtime to make this work. So just a little bit about me. I run 2 very large dance studios here in Adelaide. I am from Adelaide, and proudly so. I have a studio that has around about 800 students in it, and I have 14 team members. It used to be 40, but I scaled it down to about 14 so that I could have more quality teachers working with us. And also we decided that it was better for the students to have a smaller group of teachers, so that we could further educate them and be more systematic across the board. I also have a lot of experience and a lot of conversations under my belt with people who are the masters in the industry. So Kelly Abbey, Marco Panzik, lots of other people that are contributors to the Australian dance scene. And I've also had lots of conversations abroad with people in the Dance Teachers Summit over in Long Beach, California and New York. So last year I travelled over there and had lots of conversations with people. When I say conversations, I'm saying that I'm in front of other teachers and studio owners, talking to them, educating them, as well as having conversations like I am with you people today. So for the last 4 years, I've been presenting at the Australian Dance Festival, and we have been the major sponsor for the Teachers Room there. And also we are an RTO, so a registered training organisation delivering certificate 2, 3 and 4 across the country to many partners. That's not what I'm here for. So I'm not here to promote my businesses in any way, shape or form. What I'm here to do is knowledge share and give you as much information as I possibly can to help you grow in confidence to move your business forward in this ever-changing landscape. So moving straight into it. So you have found your tribe. Have they found theirs, I wonder? Your tribe are the people around you that you've surrounded yourselves with. They are your clients, they are your beautiful students, they are your parents, your grandparents, everybody that's in your studio, including your teachers, they are your tribe, and including Comdance. Comdance is a huge member of your tribe. So we're all standing there and sitting beside you going, when are you going to find your courage? So if you haven't found the courage to actually launch online, then I would recommend you do. Be courageous, be their leader, and make decisions based on what's best for your students and your teachers. And subscribe to a positive and supportive outlook. So I'm all across Facebook. I don't do it personally, but as far as my business is concerned, I love to watch what's going on in other people's studios, not because I'm a busybody, but because, especially at the moment, it's really important for us all to sort of have a look at what other people are doing and perhaps share ideas about what you too can be doing in your studio to make things better. And I see a lot of people being really sad, and it is sad, you know, moving out of the face-to-face environment where you're in touch and connected with all of your students is, you know, it's a wonderful, magical place that we live in, and having to move away from doing that and into a different landscape that's rather uncharted territory for us is scary. So I am here to say stay positive and keep your messages being positive. And if you want to watch what we're up to, I run Mitchum Dance and Gravity Dance. Ellie is my daughter, and she also is my business partner, and she is incredible at building that encouragement, that support, that excitement, and that momentum of we can do this, we're all in it together, and we're going to move closely and connectedly together. So take a look at that if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay as well. There are so many things you can do on there that I'm very happy for you to steal or to copy, whatever you want to do. I am so transparent, and I really love to be able to share. So yeah, subscribe to that positive and supportive outlook and make decisions based on not necessarily what's best for your business, but what's best for your students and teachers and parents, and that will then transcribe into what's best for your business, because ultimately those parents are the ones that are paying, those kids are the ones that are saying, Mum, please keep sending me because I love it. So I encourage you to find your voice, to make the decisions, the big decisions that can sometimes be tricky and sometimes be challenging. But I really encourage you to make the decisions, be clear, because clarity is kind. So Brene Brown, one of my favorite authors, says that in her Daring to Lead book, she says clarity is kindness, and I completely agree. So if you're really clear with your communication with not only your team of teachers, your team of parents and your students, and say to them, look, I'm feeling a bit vulnerable at the moment. I don't know what the landscape's going to look like. We're going to give this our best shot. Can you, be in it with us and, help us be incredibly successful together? Then you're being clear. If you're saying, oh, we don't know what's coming ahead, we're not doing anything about it, and we're just basically, we'll wait till term 2 and then we'll make a decision, it leaves everybody in limbo. And what are they going to do when they're in limbo? They'll look elsewhere where somebody else is finding success on the online platform, and they'll either move on or they'll forget about you, which is sad, really. So allow your students to help you and allow your team to help you. So delve into the resources that you've got and the resources that you can dip into, and allow them to be a support network, because at the moment, that's what we need to do. We all need to make sure that everybody around us is helping. So if not now, then when? When will you do it if you're not going to do it now? Be the leader and move swiftly into this new landscape. So my team, we were all on board as of last Sunday. I was still like, yep, we're going to continue. It's all going to be fine. I had my IT man, who's also heavily involved in research, take a look at the new directions from the government, and he said, no, you are definitely able to continue. You are you're not a gym, you're not congregating, you've got under 100 people, you've in fact got under 50 people underneath your roof at any given time. You are technically educating, so you're an educational facility, so you're safe, you're absolutely fine. I got into the office on Monday morning and I had this dread cloud hanging all over me. And by 4 o'clock that afternoon, I just went, I can't do this to the community around me. We need to move into a different landscape. I called a meeting with all of my beautiful teachers and got my IT guy to come in. We set up our online studio we had a 7:30 until 11:30 meeting that night. And by the time 11:30 came around, we had everything set up ready to start at 9:30 the next morning. And we have had, and I don't know whether you can read all of the little things at the bottom of all the testimonials from the bottom of our screen. We've had an enormous amount of pull forwards, I guess, not kickbacks or pushbacks from any of our parents. They've all been so super supportive, and we kind of launched into Facebook even more than we ever had before, and Instagram as well, just to say, this is what we're doing, this is so exciting, you too can do this, jump on board. And we had so many amazing bits of feedback from the parents, verbally and via email and via Facebook and Instagram. And it has been the most rewarding thing we've done. So we've had probably, out of all of our community of 800 students and parents, we've had maybe 3 people before we launched online say to us, no, we want a refund, we won't be coming into term 2 with you if this is the way it's going to be. They were quite negative, and we basically dismissed that and said, thank you for your feedback. We really look forward to seeing you tonight online. Those people have been our biggest advocates. So they've been our biggest raving fans. And I cannot thank myself and my team enough for moving swiftly into the new landscape, because it's how we step up as leaders in this time that creates our future for ourselves. So remind yourself that this may be a long-term dance that we're entering into. So it may be term 2, it may be term 3, possibly. I can hear you all going, oh, it can't be term 3 as well. But it may be term 2 that we're going into, and you may need to have a strategy and a contingency to work through term 2 and continue your business so that there's income. And we're going to be covering off on that on our second webinar that we're setting up for you. You'll receive an email again from Comdance and Diane and the girls there. So make some decisions now to ensure your business comes out at the other end with your families and students who are raving fans. So a lot of our feedback has been, we are lifetime advocates, we're lifetime fans of yours now. And you know, the students who are doing 1 class a week are now doing maybe 2 classes a week. And it's giving them the opportunity to really feel like they're part of a community when we're, you know, we recognise them and go, oh, you're not normally in this class, but welcome. So that's a really exciting thing. Create clarity and excitement about the present and about the future that you're moving into. So clarity and excitement to your parents and to your students. As they come on board, you're like, yay, you're here, fantastic. I can't wait to see what you're up to, and I can't wait to see what you're doing next week. And then the week after and the week after, you roll on and on and on and on. Draw on the resources you have around you. I've already touched on that. And trust yourself. By if I've got any words of advice, trust yourself. You're creative and you're courageous. You can do this. You just need to trust yourself. So let's set you up. If you haven't already set up your online system, first of all, you need to take a look at a few things. So stay one step ahead. So at the moment, we've had a couple of contingencies. So step 1 was we move all of our students out of our community centres and out of all of the areas that the community uses, and we bring them into our main studios. So we generally run, we've got 3 studios that run externally and 2 studios that run under our office roof. And so we changed our timetable, brought all of those students across to our office space, our Empowerdance space, and we ran from there. And then that was kind of step 1. Step 2 was, oh my gosh, yep, okay, from midnight tonight, we've got to transition over to our online system. So that was step 2. We made all of that happen. And then now we're working in towards step 3, which is, oh, holy heck, what happens if we're in lockdown? So if we're in lockdown, we're going to have to set up, our system will be, and we've already started. So our system is that all of my teachers we make sure that their computers and their technology is updated and upgraded. I'm not saying that I'm buying them laptops or anything like that. What I'm saying is that what they've got at home, let's see what they've got, and then how can we adapt that to make it work for them. We look at their internet, we look at their systems, and we get them onto our platform that we're using, which I'll be there in a minute. And so we will, from an office perspective, my office will then move to their homes. And from an office perspective, we will continue our systems that we're working on and that we have been working on and that we've established over the last couple of weeks. Now, I hear you say systems, my goodness, I'm so not a systems person, but let me tell you, you are, because when you wake up and get out of bed, you do the same thing. You always dry yourself the same way. That's a system. You always make your breakfast the same way. That's a system. You always start your classes the same way. And that's a system again. So being really mindful that, you are a systems person, you're all going to be fine. So move fast and predict ahead and what's coming so you can make those contingencies. So again, I've shared with you my contingency to move forward into that whole lockdown landscape. Check your internet. Do you have unlimited plan that your modem can cope with, and has your modem been updated lately? Now, some of you have got different kinds of modems. Do they need an update? Do they not need an update? That's the question. I would check, if you really want to, I would check with your provider and make sure that your modem has the capacity to be able to cope with what you're up to. a simple conversation with them will be enough. I would also, and I haven't written it here, but I would also highly recommend checking out your insurance and what it does cover and what it doesn't cover. Now, all of our students have got that we sent them a waiver to their parents to say that they are now taking responsibility for their own insurance, and if anything does happen underneath while we're teaching them online, then we don't take responsibility for that. So check with your insurance provider as to how you stand with that. But that's sort of covered us at this point. We may need to revisit that once we've gone to the next contingency, but please do check that. Check that you have a computer system that has a camera. So if you haven't got a camera, there's no point in even thinking about it. Or it might be the stage in your life where you actually need to find a laptop around you, like the resources that you have, or purchase a new laptop or computer that has a camera in it. So my partner's just bought a new laptop for his dad. That was like $699 and it was really well spec'd. So you can sort of find things really quickly that are quite good. iPads and tablets work, smartphones work, desktops and laptops work. Now, the iPad and the tablet and the smartphone, be prepared to put your glasses on or to squint a lot to see where your students are, because you will soon see that you can see every student on your platform. And if you're on one of those tiny devices, like a smartphone in particular, you won't be able to do the corrections that you're wanting to do as a dance teacher. So the platforms that we use, that you can choose from Zoom, GoToMeeting, FaceTime, Skype. You can, I'm talking about live meetings. If you're wanting to film and then upload, maybe Vimeo or YouTube, that's completely up to you. Just make sure that you've bought enough of your license to be able to upload without any licensing restrictions as far as your music is concerned. So what I would suggest is that you go onto a platform called kind of like Zoom. I use Zoom and our system is Zoom. And I've just put onto this little slide what I've downloaded from their little website today. So you need to, as a host, you will need to host a Zoom account. Now, you're better off paying for that, and I'm paying $27.99 a month per user. So I've got 3 users. So I'm paying $27.99 a month per user for each computer to be set up, or each meeting room to be set up. And that gives me the ability to have 3 studios running. So if you've got 5 studios running, I would highly recommend that you organise 5 of those host accounts at $27.99. That's all you need to buy from Zoom. And you can then sort of opt out afterwards if you want to. If you just sort of want to go, right, okay, this is what I want to do for the next 3 months, then you can use that, all right? But our preference is Zoom, and it is really simple to use. Basically, as a host, you log into your account, you then click on schedule a meeting, you then click on all of the fields that you need to fill out. So click on all the fields that you need to fill out, and I would say record, click on the record, make sure that you can see the participants and they can see you. You don't have to have registrations on there, but it's really good for your roll call to know that, yep, okay, Emily Poppett is going to be on it and Ellie Robinson will be on it as well. And so you've got a class to actually, you know who's coming on. We don't use the registrations because sometimes it kind of restricts who wants to pop in at any time. So that is really good. So what we do in our studio is we in the mornings we set up our Zoom links, and then we pop them into a little system called Linktree. And Linktree is incredible. So what it is, and this is me putting it very generally, because I'm sure can research that. But Linktree is a system that Ellie has set up for us here, and it's simply you put in your basically the parents go into the Linktree, and then they go, oh, okay, I need to be in the Sparkle Studio today. I click on the Sparkle Studio, and then I have that link straight away. So then they can click onto the link. Oh, thank you, Fiona. That's wonderful. If you've just read Fiona's saying, if anyone has additional administrative questions about Zoom and how to use it, you can email her directly. So it's fionac@comdance.org, or Britt. Britt has, I'm sure you're in touch with them. So reach out to them if you've got any questions about that. And Linktree is incredible as well. So just pop into your browser and that'll show it up, and you'll be able to research how to do that. So it's exactly how it says on the slide. All right. So what you will need to create an online timetable. So we've changed our timetable. So we had 5 studios running previous to this. Now we've got 3 studios running. So all of our, level 5 jazz students who've got 2 classes a week, we have 2 classes available. They generally come to 1 class a week. They can come to, either of those classes, or usually they could have. Now they have got to come to the 1 class. So because they're home, there's really no clashes with netball or soccer or anything like that. So please, just create a new online timetable and go with it. Make that decision and say, this is what it is. It's going to be incredible. Set your teachers up with the equipment. So if you want them to run from their home, your home, the studio, wherever it is, set the teachers up with their equipment. Set clear guidelines around their class etiquette. So, for example, the roll call. So everything you would normally do in a class, continue it as you would normally do. So we always welcome them into class using their name every time they come in. Then we always sit into a focus circle and we do a roll call. Now it's really cool when you're using Zoom that you can go, all right, let's do a roll call and a sound check. I'm just gonna make sure that you can hear me and I can hear you. And so then they sort of wave their hand to say, yep, I can hear you and here I am. Or they speak and they say, I'm here, Miss Gabrielle, we're all good to go, kind of thing. It's really important that you set up their safety. So tap students, no tapping on slippery floors, all the rules. It's really, really good to go over those safety aspects of class. So, make sure you're not going to kick Rufus in the head when you're doing a Grand Battement. And please make sure that everything's spread out. And if mum and dad are going to join in, then please get them to warm up before they come into the class. So all of those kind of things, no jumping on concrete, all of those kind of things that you would normally adhere to in your normal classes. Recording your classes, if you would like to record your classes, Zoom has the capacity for you to do that, and we're recording this at the moment so that anybody who missed out on this can access it through Comdance. We'll share it with you, and we'll also pop it on our group as well, as far as the Facebook group is concerned. But you can certainly record your classes and then share it. It uploads to Facebook really simply. I'm not a big fan of uploading anything to Facebook because it's kind of kids on an online public platform. I would prefer to upload to Dropbox or to Vimeo or to YouTube. So I'm sure you can work that out. You're all very intelligent human beings. And if you need any assistance with that, then I'm sure the girls in the office can help you. Do you see this process for setting up being the same for our international teachers? I can't see why it isn't the same. Debbie. So international teachers can definitely, work for you with that. Oh, I keep on clicking, I'm sorry. Where are we? Parent communication. You'll need to set up a really good, strong system around your parent communication. So we email our parents. We've been emailing them to say, "Oh, we're so excited. This is what's happening. We want to keep you busy. We want to keep your kids busy, and we want to make sure that everybody's looked after in this period." So the parent communication, we always set up the link tree. We give them access to their classes for the day. I know you're thinking that's a lot of work. It's not a lot of work. It takes us probably an hour of our time every day, but I think an hour of that time is time well spent, because it sets up the system, and then you can kind of go, oh, we're all good. Parents click on that and see the different classes that are available. Parents keep the same link tree. We've already been through this. And they just click on the link daily. Students online, they will take a little time to get them connected. So when they're connecting, sometimes if their little faces are popping up and they're going, "We can't hear you, I can't hear you." Just give them a little bit of time. Sometimes they need to click that little microphone to say, "No, I want you to hear me now, Miss Gabrielle." So just, click that, get them to click that. Once they're connected, get them to go onto gallery view first so that they can connect with each other first. So do a roll call and get onto a gallery view. And the gallery view is where they can see all of their faces in one screen. And that one screen allows them to do that whole connection and positive sort of, "Oh, hi Annabelle, hi Mia," like that kind of thing that they would normally do out in the foyer before class, and they get to have that little bit of fun just before you start, which is really, that's a critical aspect of what we do. That whole connection piece is really important. Parents see all of that and they go, "Wow, this is incredible, the value that our studio is offering," because they're keeping their students connected. Students have got nothing else to do, so that's really, really a good way to do it. Then what I suggest you do is set the rules and clear their space and start teaching. So when I'm in teaching mode, I always mute them. So I always say to them, "I'm muting you now." So we mute them, and then they know that I'm not listening to their whatever's happening in the background or their questions. And then after we finish that exercise, we say, "How did you go with that?" And then they can easily comment, because I unmute them then. You can also pin the screen. So with Zoom, there's a little blue box on the right-hand top corner that has got what I call 3 little breadcrumbs. They're 3 little dots that give you a drop-down box, and it says pin screen. So what I get them to do is to put their little cursor over the top, or their arrow over the top of my face. They can then look up to those little breadcrumbs and click on the breadcrumbs, and those breadcrumbs will bring down the drop-down screen and ask them to pin the screen on me so that they can see what I'm demonstrating. If you want them to do a group project as such, get them onto gallery view, get them all to do that, and then they can kind of look at, they'll look at Annabelle and Mia and Poppy first, and then the other group will sort of go second, kind of like a continuous version in the syllabus work. That's really good fun, and it also allows us not to have to do all of the work, because it's quite tiring doing all of this online delivery. So setting your rules and making sure you mute them, and making sure that you're always sort of keeping an eye on their safety as well. All right, this is one of our beautiful teachers delivering with Zoom, and some of our wonderful testimonials from that, well, not necessarily testimonials, we didn't even ask them to write them, but thank you, it was fantastic. Grace loved it. Well done, Mitchum Dance. Still dancing while keeping everyone safe. Those kind of comments will keep us uplifted and us confident. So it's really important that, you're engaging in sort of a conversation with them. This is one of our setups in our foyer where our uniform shop is. That's why there's a bit of a mess. But anyway. So engage your students and keep your students. This is what you're all here for, right? So the questions to ask yourself initially, and I implore you to ask yourselves these questions every single day. Why do they come to you for class? What is it about your class that they absolutely love? What is it that they don't enjoy so much? And how do I work to my strengths as a teacher? How can I deliver effectively using this method? So the biggest question in this, two questions actually, why do they come to class? And what is it about your class that they absolutely love? Now, I can guarantee that one of the answers is connection with their buddies. So it's a really social kind of aspect, and connection with you as well. So connection. So connection with you, connection with their fellow students. They come to class because they trust you. They come to class because they know you care. You are a caring teacher. You wouldn't be in this industry if you didn't care about your team and about your team of students. So you care about them, and you will do anything within your power to make sure that you keep connected. So you need to understand that movement equals motion, and that also equals emotion. So you want them to be emotionally connected with what you're doing. So keep them connected with, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Just hang on a second, I'll find somebody to help me. Keep them connected with, wow, man, I'm hot. I haven't worked this hard since 1982, those kind of things, so that they kind of feel like you're in the same puddle as they are. And focus on the now. Like, oh my gosh, isn't this amazing that we get to see each other even though we can't sort of go out and, be in the studio? Isn't this incredible? And keep them learning the new skills that they can work towards accomplishing. So they love to be growing all the time, because, we're either growing, learning and growing, or we're not growing and we're dying, kind of thing, like a plant. So you've got to always think about fueling your plant and fueling your students as much as you can. So a few fun tips from us. Make sure you acknowledge each student by name as they come into each class, just as you normally would with every other class that you are involved in. Give them a more positive than usual class. So, whoa, how did you go? Wasn't that great? Did you see how pointed my foot was? And, commenting about what you've noticed within them. Give them corrections when you can, so that they know you're there for them and can see them. So when they're being acknowledged, they will be able to go, I have that level of significance. I'm connected, I'm significant. Celebrate each child as they sort of go, oh my gosh, you've just done a double pirouette, your first double pirouette, and it was in your kitchen. I can't believe it. Well done. Yay. And everybody claps and cheers. Always say a big hello to their dogs and cats. So if the dog comes through, you might want to stop class and go, whose dog was that? That's a beautiful dog. If you want to. If you're not into dogs or cats, that's fine. We had a snake come into class the other day, a pet snake, which I am so phobic when it comes to snakes. I couldn't look. It was just, But anyway, everybody else thought it was amazing. And everybody else thought it was amazing that I was like screaming with like fear. Ask the mums and dads, the ones that are paying, to join in, because they are your biggest investors, not necessarily the kids. When the kids are really happy and when they're having a great time and when you're acknowledging the kids, parents will continue to enroll in term 2. When their mums and dads are sort of the star of the show, some mums and dads are all about it and some aren't. But, sometimes the dads love to they're all setting up the technology. So they love the fact that, hi Dad, how you going? You're going to join in today? Have you got your leotard on? Those kind of things. Use props where appropriate. So in the studio, with the little people, we're using scarves and things. Well, tissues are amazing. So, and then we always make sure that they don't go to waste afterwards. Divide the class up and ask them to watch each other as you would in a face-to-face class. So so I'd get Tamara and Suzanne and Amber to join in, and so everybody else, Diane, myself and Carly and Camille and Britt, we're all going to just stop and watch. We'll stop and watch Tamara, Suzanne and Amber. Yeah, great. And then we'll give them a clap at the end and we'll give them some feedback. So those kind of strategies also give them more engagement as well. Everyone should clap at the end of an excellent exercise. So celebration is the key. Celebrating what we're doing online, celebrating the end of class, celebrating, that was the first time we've done this. How incredible is this? And celebrate the fact that, yeah, okay, we're able to do Grand Battement in our bathroom, whatever it is. And get them to rate themselves and rate you as a teacher, as in like, okay, I've done that exercise with you. What would you rate yourself? Out of 5, what would you give yourself? What would you give me, you reckon? Because, you know, I worked hard too. And be with them, like actually be with them, be super present. And instead of sort of going, oh, well, you know, I've got somebody else that needs me at the time, you know, and be off doing whatever you need to do, be with them, stay with them. And be present like you would in class, and be completely honest with them. If you're really petrified about what you're about to embark on, say, I'm really scared about this, but, you know, please can you hold my hand like I would hold your hand if you were doing your first pirouette by yourself. And they will support you, guaranteed. They've been supporting us for the whole last week. It's been incredible. So I wanted to touch, as we finalise the last part of the webinar, I wanted to touch on one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. He has the 6 core human needs, and I tie this all into everything that we've been talking about. So the certainty, which is avoiding pain and gaining pleasure, the certainty of having you in their lounge room every single week is critical to their wanting to continue with you into term 2, 3 and 4, and for the rest of, hopefully the rest of their lives, being raving fans. They love that variety and uncertainty, and we need the variety and uncertainty, the need for the unknown and the change. And at the moment, there's so much uncertainty that kind of, that, you know, the balance is sort of not there. But the uncertainty of, oh my gosh, we don't know how this platform is going to work. Let's give it a try. This is a bit of fun. The certainty is that you're there standing beside them. The significance, by always saying to them, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Comdance, for being here. I so appreciate it. And thank you for you being here. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you, Adrian. I really appreciate your time today. And the connection and love, feeling close to their tribe and you, that whole feeling of, okay, I can't see my besties at the studio, but I can see them on the screen, and I can see them afterwards because I get the recording of my class. So, and I can see them next week as well. It's so great. And then I can also come and add on to another class that I know that they're also doing. I can jump into that as well, and I'll be welcomed. So that connection is so critical. And when there's such a lack of nothing being normal, so nothing is normal at the moment for everybody, including us. This is normal. For us to be taking dance class, it's normal. So that's really important. Growing, so growth, expanding and continually learning. So continuing their you know, everything they're doing in hip hop class, everything they're doing in tap, everything they're doing, continually learning so that they're coming back for more. And their contribution, so asking them to help you. Can you help me? Can you hear me? Can you see my feet when I do this? I'm just going to tip the screen down. Can you see me, everybody? Can you just wave if you, yeah, those kind of things. Allowing them to contribute, allowing them to understand what empathy is, and allowing them to help you while you're helping them. So you're helping their parents, because I had a parent, quite a few parents actually last week, say to me, it's so good. I kind of set them up on Zoom on your class, and then I've got like 45 minutes to an hour to myself. It's so wonderful. So those kind of things are really, really important. So to finish off, I would like to say, if you need any support at all, I don't know what kind of support you'll need, but if you need any support at all, you can always reach out to us at hello@Empowerdance. There are the phone numbers there. And you can also reach out to Comdance. They are there to support you 100%. I'm not sure what kind of support you need and if I've kind of created Pandora's box for myself, but I'm one of those people that I like to give back and I like to contribute where I can. And I am sitting beside you and I'm sitting in the trenches with you. Oh, and so we're going to run into some questions here. I'll just stop my share so you can now see me. All right, so the question is, have you adjusted your pricing based on the online learning environment? So in South Australia, we have got, like last week we had 3 weeks left. This week we've only got 2 weeks left. We haven't adjusted it yet. And so this is our next webinar. We're talking about moving into term 2 as a landscape and how to talk to your parents about your term 2 fees. I will be adjusting my fees. It'll only be a certain percentage. It's not going to be like 50% or anything crazy like that, but there will be a percentage that I will be adjusting. But I'll also do my maths around that because obviously I've got to pay my teachers because I can't teach all of the classes. And so I've got to do the maths first, and I will definitely share what I've decided with you. You don't have to take that on board, but I'll definitely share. Diane, you can definitely leave a message, definitely. And I welcome you on board, Diane. Diane has been an advocate for this to happen like all week. Last week we were going, oh, how can we help and how can we support more? And I know that Comdance have sent through lots of information to support you to navigate through this. What we might do is we might jump into some questions and answers. If you've got any questions, you can just unmute yourself and say, hey, Gabby, I need a question answered, or you can type it into the chat box and I will deal with it then. Diane, if you want to say your message now or if you want to do it later, whatever you want to do. So,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks, Gabby. Gabby, fantastic, and I've learned heaps this morning. I'm sure other people have too. So, but I just want to say to everybody online that every week from Comdance also we're going to be sending out information to you with helpful hints and ideas and links and all of that. So look out for that every Tuesday. You will have received that email. Gabby talked about make sure people keep on learning and that the class is, it has a purpose. So we have allowed for the time being for the exam DVDs to be shared to your students. We're hoping the integrity of the product remains and, it doesn't become, as Gabby just said, Pandora's box. But that option is there for you also. So there's absolutely no reason why students can't continue to be practicing their exam work. If they can watch it on DVD and then you can deliver your lesson of it also, there's absolutely no reason why the exam work can't continue. Gabby's giving you a great, help to ask her questions. Please feel free to email us and we can share that information amongst everybody and hopefully answer whatever questions you've got between us all. But yeah, please don't be afraid to contact us. Keep those exam classes going because it's what's going to bring them back to your lessons every week to think that they're going to build on their exam work.
Absolutely. And it's what they know. It's what they're familiar with and they're missing that familiarity. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Diane. Do we have any other questions?
Hi, Gabby. It's Debbie. Can you hear me?
Debbie, how you doing?
I just want to encourage everyone. We've just finished our first 2 weeks of live stream exams in Asia and our feedback has been fantastic. And the one thing I want to share with our teachers here is For our teachers over there, it's given them a purpose for kids to come to class, because there's still going to be an evaluation at the end. And whether that's face-to-face in months to come, in the short term, it's not. But it's been so successful that already East, West Malaysia and Thailand are asking, can we look at that option for them? And while those kids still want to do exams, our teachers still have clients. So everyone be encouraged. The feedback's been fantastic.
That's amazing, Debbie. Thanks for sharing that. That's really cool. We've got, what is the safest way to privately share those DVDs? I think that's a question for Diane.
Yeah, I think probably Dropbox. Dropbox might be the safest way to share them. We certainly don't want them out, or a private YouTube channel or whatever. We certainly don't want them out there on the World Wide Web, that's for sure and certain. But I think establishing a Dropbox link will be the safest way to go for those DVDs.
Yeah, great. I trust that you've gained lots of knowledge from this, and I also, oh yes, thank you, Linda. I really appreciate that you've said that. Do teachers understand you can run live lessons with music on Facebook, YouTube? This is what I was told by One Music. You can't, and you don't want to do that because it's simply, number one, not professional, and number two, it's not going to cover you as far as license is concerned. Thanks, Linda. You can also share your screen in Zoom with your video and watch it with your students. Absolutely, just like I've done today. I kind of had to work it out, which I'd already done, but yeah, that's exactly what you can do. So you could do your exam work and go, hey, this is the exercise, this is what it's supposed to look like. Let's now see you do it. So they watch it, and then they do. So that's a really great suggestion. Thanks, Jess. That's excellent. Yeah. I really trust you've gotten a lot of value from this. If you've got any more questions, keep writing it in the chat box, or just unmute yourself and ask. Jess also says you can also share your screen in Zoom with your video and watch it with your students. Sorry, I meant the CSTD syllabus videos. Yep. I think, yeah, we've got Comdance videos.
And also, Gabby, we're going to send through some, like Marco Panzik this week did a fantastic free Corrie, and that he shared with everybody. So we're going to continue to post that to our members also, so that you can say to the kids, hey, give this a go before next week's lesson and let's have a look at it at the end of next week's lesson or whatever. And it gives them something to keep on going with as well. So we're in the process of approaching people to see who might do a 20-minute, half-hour lesson for us that they're happy to share to keep everyone going while they're not actually coming into class. I think the parents are going to be very happy with that aspect of it.
And also Alvin Ailey are hosting a workshop, a free online workshop at some stage. I can't remember when it is because my brain's a bit fuzzy.
No, Gabby, I saw that online also. So I'll go back to the Facebook page and post that link as well.
Excellent.
Yeah. Are you there, Diane? It's Derilee.
Hi, Derilee.
How are you? The Marco Panzik one I shared to my secret Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fantastic. So
that's
it was
great.
really great. Yeah, keep those coming. They're great.
Okay. Thanks, Derilee.
Awesome. So a couple of things to remember. Zoom is really, really effective and really great. Linktree, which is LINKTR and then .ee, that allows you to share those links with whoever you need to share the link with, as far as parents are concerned, on a daily basis. Keep connected, keep communicating, and keep positive. That's all I can say. And keep enjoying what you're doing. If you found value in this, please, just, where do we find the Marco P workshop? I'm sure Diane and Britt can help.
Oh, we've emailed it out, but we can email it again if you need that. No problem. Gabby, your contribution this morning and your generosity and kindness to our members to offer to do this over the next couple of weeks is so appreciated. And I think the fact that so many people have registered this morning is an indication of that. So, from Comdance to you, big hugs. We so appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity. I just, I really felt it was really important to give back. Suzanne, you've got your hand up. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Everybody's saying a big thank you. Suzanne, do you need to speak? You just unmute yourself.
Okay, I think am I unmuted now?
Perfect, Suzanne, I can hear you.
Okay, thanks everyone. I'm from regional New South Wales. Loved the webinar, thank you. I was just wondering if at this time it might be appropriate, and I'm quite happy to set it up, is to set up like a private Facebook group for all the Comdance teachers so we can share different ideas and share what we're doing. That could be something that could be a service to all of us. I don't know how everyone feels about that.
Suzanne, I think we already have it, don't we, Fee?
What was that, Diane? You've already done that?
I think we have a private Facebook page, a Comdance private Facebook page. So I'll get Fiona, Suzanne, thank you for that. And if necessary, I'll get Fee or Britt to contact you about that. But leave that one with me and we'll investigate it further.
Hi, Di, it's Fiona here. We don't have one specific for sharing resources or ideas specific remotely, but I think on the back end of this conversation, it's very important that we do so. So,
will you set that up, Fee?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's so many people who are so interested in all of this stuff, and I think everyone's really excited by everything that you've shared, Gabby. So, I think
thank you.
Get something set up so everyone can share their own resources as well.
Yeah. Great, thanks, Fee.
And I'll make sure that I'm part of that Facebook group, so I can upload this video if that's all right with Diane, because I think it's really important that those people who didn't jump on board, we had 100 people on, by the way. Those people who didn't jump on board have got access to it. And thank you so much for all of your thank yous. I went into this thinking, oh my gosh, everyone's going to know all of this. Why am I even doing this? But I really so appreciate your kindness and all of your words that you're typing in. Thank you.
Gabby, it's Debbie. While I'm here, while Di and Fee are both there, can the international members be part of that private group, Facebook group, or are we going to need a different contact?
Hi, Debbie. No, it'll be something that's open to everyone to join. So while a Facebook group is private, everyone is able to request to join that group. They just need to be approved.
Fee, can you send me some instructions about how I instruct them how to join?
I think they're all across it. They're going to work.
Debbie, there's a lot of info coming to you. We'll do that one after this.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to drop off the line because we're
meeting
an hour, and that's kind of what we're going to do. Please, I will be a part of the Facebook group. I hope, Diane, you'll accept me into that. And I will.
And you're going to come back, Gabby, aren't you?
I am coming back next week. Next week or next time. I don't know whether it's Wednesday or whether it's going to be later on in the week or next week. We'll be talking about term 2, how to sort of struggle through that and to, through everything we're thinking about and to navigate our way around all of that. All right. So
thank you, Gabby.
And if you need anything, if you need any support or help, please reach out to either Comdance or myself. We're here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you all just click leave meeting, except for Diane. Let's have a chat.
Thank you.
And I'll stop recording.